Here are 20 subtle ways you might be living with silent trauma, the kind that hides in your habits, your reactions, and the way you protect your heart without even realizing it. So by the end of this video, you will not only recognize the subtle way trauma has shaped your life, you will learn how to identify the invincible effects of it in your daily life, and more importantly, how to rise above it with healing, wisdom, and the gentle strength that comes from God's restoration. So let's uncover 20 ways trauma might still be showing up in your life even when you think you've moved on. Number one on the list is overthinking everything. So one of the signs of hidden trauma that's not always noticed is constant overthinking. It looks like when you are just being very careful, always analyzing every outcome, planning every detail, replaying every conversation in your mind. But in reality, you are trying to protect yourself from being hurt again. Control gives you the illusion of safety. So to heal, you need to start learning to trust again. You need to trust the process, trust yourself, and above all, trust God. Because not everything needs your control. Some things just need your peace. So number two is becoming overly independent. Maybe you will call this, I don't need anyone. It sounds like confidence, but sometimes it is fear in disguise. You've learned that depending on people leads to disappointment, so you stop letting anyone close enough to hurt you. But healing begins when you realize that love requires risk sometimes. So start small, let someone help you, even in the little things. Independence is good, but connection is how hearts recover. Number three is the people-pleasing guy. You ever notice how you hate conflict and always try to keep everyone happy? You call it kindness, but sometimes it is not. You once believed that love could be lost easily, so you keep adjusting yourself just to stay accepted. If you are in this category, the truth is you deserve relationships where you can be loved for who you are, not for how much peace you maintain. Start practicing honesty even when it is uncomfortable. Real love can handle your truth. Number four are the constant busy ones. These ones work non-stop, always chasing the next goal. You say you are hardworking, but deep down you are running away from calm and silence, because silence makes you feel what you've been avoiding. Busyness can become a shield from emotions. So to heal, you need to slow down intentionally, let quiet moments exist without feeling guilty about it. Because sometimes sitting still is the bravest thing you can do. Just sitting still and just thinking through. Number five is difficulty resting or relaxing. It is same way related to the last one we spoke about. If you can't rest even when you are tired, it might be trauma sometimes. Your body has learned to live in survival mode. Rest feels unsafe because your nervous system expects danger. You need to start by teaching your body safety again. Rest, pray slowly, and remind yourself, I am safe now. Rest is not a reward, but a need. Number six is feeling uncomfortable with peace. Have you ever felt uneasy when things finally go well? Like your mind keeps whispering, something bad must be coming. That's a trauma response. You got used to chaos, so peace feels suspicious. But peace is not danger. It is the proof that God is restoring you. So you need to stay in it until your heart learns that calm is not the absence of life. It is the presence of healing. Number seven are those that avoid deep conversations or relationships. You tell people, I just like my space. But it is not true. You are afraid of being known because being known means being vulnerable. You've learned that closeness can lead to pain, but isolation doesn't protect, it only deepens the emptiness. Healing begins when you allow someone to see the real you, even if it's just one person and one truth at a time. Number eight are those that laugh through pain. You are the funny one, everyone loves your humor, but sometimes that laughter hides tears that never had the courage to fall. Humor becomes your armor. It keeps others from seeing how much you are hurting. You don't have to drop your jaw, just make room for your truth. It's okay to say I'm not fine today. Honesty heals deeper than jokes ever can. Next is perfectionism. You say you just like excellence, but underneath that drive is a voice that once told you that you are never enough. So you keep striving and proving your worth. But perfection is an endless prison. Love never demanded it. Start reminding yourself that I deserve to be loved even when I'm imperfect. Grace, not perfection, is what brings peace. Number 10 is struggling to celebrate yourself. You achieve things but instantly downplay them. You say it is not a big deal. That is self-unworthiness. Somewhere while growing up, maybe Joy felt unsafe, So to heal, you need to start small, appreciate yourself out loud, thank God for how far you've come. Because celebrating yourself is not pride, it is gratitude. The next is attracting emotionally unavailable people. You keep meeting people who can't give you what you need emotionally. You think it is just your type, but it is not. It's your nervous system chasing familiarity. It confuses comfort with chaos. So healing means choosing differently, even when different feels boring. Sometimes peace doesn't feel like sparks, it feels like safety. Next is when you feel guilty for setting boundaries. When you finally say no, you instantly feel bad. That's because your past taught you that your needs don't matter, but boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks. Start by setting small ones. It might feel wrong at first, but peace will remind you it is right. 13 is craving constant validation. You keep needing people to remind you are doing well, because deep down you don't fully believe in yourself. It looks like you just love encouragement, but it is actually the echo of a wound, the echo of trauma, the voice that never said I am proud of you. You crave what you once lacked, affirmation, attention, and approval. But healing will begin when you stop waiting for someone to give you what you can now give yourself. So speak kindly to your heart, celebrate your small wins, tell yourself, even if no one notices me today, I still matter, because God already sees me. The next is feeling emotionally numb. You don't cry anymore and you stop to letting emotions surface, because every time they did, pain came with them. Now you tell people you are fine, when in truth you just learned to live in emotional silence. Numbness is your mind's way of protecting you from being overwhelmed again. Healing will begin when you let yourself feel safely again, when you allow tears to come, when you stop judging your sadness, and when you give yourself permission to be human again. 15 is trying to fix broken people. So this is the part where you always find yourself drawn to people who need saving. You think you can help, heal, or love back to life. You call it compassion, but it might be your unhealed self trying to repair what once broke you. Deep down, you are hoping that by fixing others, you will finally fix the part of you that was once neglected or abandoned. But you can love deeply, guide gently, and support faithfully. But you cannot heal someone who is not ready to face their own pain. Healing for you means learning to love without losing yourself, to care without controlling, and to finally let God be the one who saves. 16 on the list is attracting chaos. If drama seems to follow you everywhere, it might not be coincidence. Maybe you've lived in instability for so long that peace feels unfamiliar. When life gets quiet, your mind starts searching for noise, for conflict, or something that feels like home. But chaos cannot be home there. It is a memory of survival. Real peace doesn't feel exciting at first. It feels strange. It feels empty, because it is new. But that quiet is where you can learn to face life again. Healing means choosing calm even when it feels uncomfortable. Choosing stillness even when your emotions demand movement. And realizing that peace is not boring. 17 is being overly responsible. You've been the strong one for so long. The one everyone leans on, the one who carries and provides. Maybe this started as a young child that had to learn providing at an early age. And you learned early that no one was coming to help. So you took responsibility for everything. Even the things that were never yours to carry. Now you find it hard to rest, because rest makes you think if I don't do it, no one else will. Healing will have to start when you learn that you were never meant to be everyone's savior. You can be responsible without being burdened. You can be strong without being exhausted. Lay some things down and let God be strong for you. His shoulders are broader than yours. 18 is distrusting good things. When something good finally comes into your life, instead of enjoying it, your mind starts scanning for signs it won't last. You tell yourself you are just being realistic. But no dear, you are just being afraid. The fear of hope, the fear of loss, and the fear of peace. You've been disappointed so many times that good things now feel suspicious. That's trauma pretending to protect you. Healing means allowing yourself to receive without tension, to believe that good things can stay, and to stop assuming that every blessing is temporary. God doesn't tease you with goodness. He uses it to show you that love can be saved again. Next is self-sabotage when life improves. You finally start to feel happy and suddenly something in you pulls back. You overthink, withdraw, or make choices that ruin the moment. You don't mean to, but comfort feels foreign when you've lived your whole life in pain. You are used to disappointment, so joy feels like a setup. Don't worry, you are just healing from a life that taught you safety never lasted. When good things start happening, resist the urge to ruin them. Rest through the discomfort of peace. Tell yourself it is safe to feel happy. I am not in danger anymore. Healing is learning to stay where peace lives, even when your mind wants to run. The last on the list is that you feel the need to control everything. You call it being organized, but deep down it is fear. You fear that if you don't control everything, it will all fall apart again. You cling to plans and outcomes because unpredictability once meant pain. Control makes you feel safe, but it also keeps you anxious. Healing will begin when you start trusting that life can unfold without you managing every detail. True peace comes from surrender. Trust doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start believing that God cares more than you do. You can rest, relax, and let Him hold what you can't. Every one of these signs means that you've survived. But now it is time to live beyond that. There is a new chapter waiting for you. Healing doesn't erase the past, it redeems it. Let love, faith, and gentleness rebuild what trauma once tore down. Because God doesn't waste pain, He transforms it into purpose. And always remember that you are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to become after it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment, and make sure to subscribe if you've not. And I'll see you in the next video.